again. I'm coming back at you with another episode of Rick and Morty, Season 4, Episode 8, The Vat of Acid. I think I saw a lot of stuff online, hyping this episode up, a lot of memes and stuff, a lot of mentionings. So I think it's probably pretty good, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Is this face you're making? Are you an inventor? What part of a fake acid vat with built-in air supply and systems isn't inventive enough for you? And when did my pal become pitching you ideas? Right! Let's just do this. About fake crystals and a gun? Beats real crystals and no gun. Okay, but does anything beat fake crystals and a fake arm? No! You know who I am? Even if you kill me, you're a dead man. You serious? Morty, he's right. We're screwed. Let's just end it. Quick death, come on. Oh, man. Hey! Holy shit, what the fuck?
I can't get my head around it. I thought I'd seen this galaxy at its darkest. This is gonna take a while to feel normal. We're pretty good listeners, boss. Drinks run us if you want to talk it out. Thanks, but what happened? It happened here. I don't want to lose a moment. Take your time, boss. We'll stay here as long as absolutely. I got nowhere to be.
Are they trapped in the vat of acid for the entire episode?
Great story, boss. Really detailed. Yeah, well, I got a million of them.
Alright, I think I'm ready to deal with the world now. Let's get out of here. Should we drop our buddy in here before we go? Yeah, probably a good idea. Should we use a different vat? Does acid lose its acid power the more it dissolves? What am I, an acidologist?
Alright, that takes it. I'm canceling the rest of my night and calling a bone scientist. We're getting to the bottom of this. Jesus fucking Christ, enough already! The fuck is wrong with you? Just admit it was a shitty idea. Having a grandson? Vat of fake acid? Are you dying of dementia? How are you talking to me like this? When did you get so cocky? Tonight! Tonight, Rick! The night I saw you fail! Because you ruined it! It was pre-ruined! Was it worse than when I was a pickle? Oh, that's right. You weren't there for that. Turns out kind of cool. Maybe there's a connection there. No such thing as a bad idea, except all of mine, right? Morty, wanting a dragon isn't an idea. I'm not talking about that. I'm constantly pitching you ideas, Rick. Oh my god, here we go. It's a good idea, Rick. A device that lets you save your place like in a video game, but in real life so that you can try stuff and then go back to your save point. Yes, Morty, I saw it on Futurama. Oh, so you don't do anything unless it's original. Machine that... You can't do it. I can do anything, Morty. Your idea is not worth doing. You can't do it. Before, what you're trying to do was called negging. It was called reverse psychology, and incels didn't invent it. Bugs Bunny did. You can't do it. There is nothing I cannot do. I'll play saving video games. You're a piece of shit. You can't. Fuck you, Morty. Fuck you. Son of a bitch. So are you gonna... Yes, I'm gonna fuck you. Thank you, Morty. Sounds good. Or maybe I'll just kill you. What?
Yeah, I knew it.
Because I fucking did it! Oh, yeah! Booyah! Holy shit, you did it! You did it, you little son of a bitch. You want me to explain, or you want to go have some fun? I want to have some fun. Oh my god. Rick, this is, thank you. You can thank me later. Go nuts. Best grandpa ever! That's all I ever wanted to hear.
All right, class. I know I've been absent for most of this school year.
Morty's gonna turn into a psychopath, right?
I attended a Renaissance. As to say, I am now an expert blacksmith with 7 STDs and a broken heart. I beseech your nasty little asses to speak on the matter no further. Now that that's out of the way, who wants to do some math? Oh God, what the hell? Oh God damn it, this is traumatizing.
Oh my god, what's wrong with your dick?
I'm allergic to sheepskin. Boo, Morty Smith, but can you deliver?
Holy shit, I could do anything.
Yes, with math, anything is possible. Except a long-term relationship with a woman that calls you a warlock for using a phone.
This is not a power a 14-year-old boy should have.
Shit, suicide like cop.
God damn. Where's Rick? Oh, Jesus. Oh no! Oh my god. Oh, poor Morty. Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Trying to be cool.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but you seem different.
How's it going? You know, it was fun, Rick. Real fun. You know, I definitely sowed those oats, but I think you invented a little lesson for me along the way. Living without consequences is great, but then I started wondering, what am I living for? What am I building? If I'm always looking back, I'm never looking ahead. And then it hit me. We are who we are because of consequences. You can't live without consequences, you know? You feel me? Wow, that's a beautiful thought, Morty, but no, there were definitely consequences. A do-over, you just did it over and over. What are you saying? What did you do? I think it's more appropriate to ask, what did you do? You see, Morty, you weren't saving your place and going back. I don't respect time travel. If Ant-Man and the Wasp can do it, I'm not interested. It wasn't so much a do-over as it was isolating a moment in time, splitting your probable selves, and shunting you into a near-duplicate, equally probable reality, transporting you into it at the moment of parallel determination. Pretty nifty. Time crystals are a bitch and a half.
Aww.
Prestige. You prestige yourself. How many did I kill? Tell me, Morty. Every time you reset to smell Jessica's hair, every time you relive the satisfying fart, that's how many Mortys you've incinerated, you greedy little junkie. Oh God, even those times when I... Especially those times. Well, why would you do this? My hands are clean, Morty. I gave you a choice. You could listen to me explain in great scientific detail how it all works, or you could have fun. Did you have fun, Morty?
Oh my god.
No.
Rick's a piece of shit.
Wait, so you're not even my Rick? Then why do you know about the vat? Every Rick has a vat. Time to pay the piper.
Morty Smith, come on with your hands up, you sick fuck. We're all fine with just shooting you if you want a suicide by cop.
What is this?
Wow, it's like a SWAT team, some drug dealers, some grassroots Me Too activists, the ACLU. Jesus, Morty, the AARP.
I don't want to talk about it. What do I do?
Well, I'm stumped. Seems like there's no way out of this one. Unless...
God damn it.
Yeah. Shitty idea.
Damn it.
See, the vat is good.
That is good.
Kiss
What?
vat.
Do not go into that vat. It appears to be full of acid.
Oh, I blame myself. Oh, what a tragedy.
She was gonna come back.
Bones now. I guess all debts are paid.
Agreed. He's definitely dead.
Why else would the bones come up?
Don't ever make fun of me again. Ever. Alright, come on, Morty. Let's go home.
Wait, what? This isn't our reality?
Wait, you think I'd waste our home teaching you a fucking lesson? I am gonna miss this place, though. Johnny Carson's still alive and on the air. 9/11 never happened. And Rocky Road ice cream has peanut butter instead of marshmallows.
What? The marshmallows are the best part.
Morty!
Okay, that was awesome. That was probably my favorite episode of Rick and Morty thus far. Except for maybe Citadel of Ricks and, besides Citadel of Ricks, I think that was my favorite episode so far, without a doubt. That definitely lived up to all the hype it was getting on the internet. I get why everyone loved that episode. You know, because it's funny that they mentioned Futurama partway through it. Because, you know, personally, I love all, you know, animated comedies, but personally, my favorite is South Park. I think it's the funniest. But Futurama has a, like, special place in my heart because it's the only comedy that, like, can get me on an emotional level, like, not just make me laugh. Like, you know, Futurama, what is it called? Jurassic Park. That episode brought me to tears, you know. I've never really had other animated comedy series move me to that level on, like, on a sadness, emotional kind of thing. I'm not really big into The Simpsons. I bet that would be one, too. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is throughout the episode, you know, Morty, it feels like he's finally getting this character development. Like, even at first, you know, when he was like, fuck Rick's idea and goes and shoots the guy and then tells him, like, a vat of acid? Are you fucking, do you have dementia? Are you losing it? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then he, you know, gets this do-over thing. He forces Rick into making it. And then you see him have this, like, personal development of realizing that, like, you know, there's no point in living unless you have consequences. And I'm sitting watching this being like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm starting to get, you know, not choked up, but, like, I'm getting that, like, hyped up emotion kind of thing going on. And I'm like, this is great for Morty. He's really pulling it together. But it was really just fucking ploy by Rick because he was so insulted and he's so petty to make Morty, you know, fucking take back his acid comments. And he threw hundreds of Mortys to the void, killed them. Well, I guess he reverted it all back to normal, but still, he just to prove his point, just to get back at Morty, really, not to prove his point, to get back at Morty for insulting his idea. I like too how you see the underlying qualities of Morty, like, you know, like at first in the series you kind of think of him as like a moral compass, but then from hanging out with Rick, you know, he's kind of not devolving, but, you know, you see how, like, his desire to do good only really comes from his inability to do evil, you know what I mean? Anytime he's gotten any sort of supernatural power, or things have gone, you know, kind of his way, like when Rick disappeared, he immediately becomes a selfish asshole. And I don't know if it's something to be said about hanging out with Rick, or if it's just, you know, that pubescent boys are kind of inherently sociopaths, driven only by, you know, wanting to nut, resetting the button just to smell Jessica's hair. What I still don't get is if it's like, if he merged all those things and all those consequences, what about the consequences where he, like, jumped into the ape cage and, you know, fell down the, like, there was consequences where it was death. That all came back? Because it didn't. It was just a bunch of people showed up to arrest him. There's one way to save yourself. Jump in a vat of acid. That was an interesting moment, too, when Morty, when he landed at the button, when the plane crashed. He would rather die having known the love of that girl and had accepted the consequences than reset it and have never known her. So I thought that was kind of, did I interpret that right? When he saw the thing and decided not to push it, I'd rather call for help. Because ever since dating her, he was like, he had found his way. He didn't want to go back anymore. You'd think he'd press save a couple times. Although I guess I've made that mistake. With the computer. You know, not with super evolved space tech. But it was an interesting Morty episode. I enjoyed it. You know, he finally felt like he was getting some character development, and then fucking Rick, it was all just a ploy from Rick in the end. Anyways, that has been another episode of reaction videos from Carson Elliott. I also do some commentary videos if you want to give them a check out. I'll leave the things in the end thumbnail. I did one on the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, and I did another one on Tiger King. I also reacted to the first 2 episodes of Rick and Morty, so give those a check too. Anyways, Oh, and also, I'm filming this before, so I think I'll have some new episodes of Divulging in Depravity out as well. Just check out the channel, press like, smash that subscribe button, and take it easy.